Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone isn't telling you the whole truth? It's a frustrating and confusing experience. But what if I told you there are subtle clues backed by experts that can help you spot a lie? Today, we're diving deep into the top 15 signs that someone might be lying to you. This isn't about becoming a human lie detector overnight, but about sharpening your awareness and trusting your intuition. Let's start with the basics. The first sign is a change in their baseline behavior. We all have a normal way of talking and acting. When someone is lying, they often deviate from this. Maybe your usually calm friend suddenly starts fidgeting, or your normally talkative colleague becomes unusually quiet. Pay attention to these shifts. It's the contrast that matters. Sign number 2, inconsistent stories. This is a classic. A liar has to create a story from scratch, and keeping all the details straight is tough. If you ask them about the event later, you might notice small or even big details changing. I thought you said you went to the cinema. Now you're saying you were at a restaurant? These little slips can be a huge red flag. Next up, sign number 3, they get defensive. Instead of calmly answering a question, a liar might get angry or turn the tables on you. They might say things like, "Why are you always questioning me?" or "You don't trust me." This is often a tactic to make you feel guilty and back off, shifting the focus away from their potential lie. Sign number 4 is all about the eyes, avoiding eye contact. Now, this isn't a universal rule. Some people are just naturally shy. But if someone who usually looks you in the eye suddenly can't meet your gaze while telling you something important, it could be a sign of discomfort or deception. They might look down, away, or their eyes might dart around the room. On the flip side, sign number 5 is too much eye contact. This might seem counterintuitive, but some liars overcompensate. They've heard that liars avoid eye contact, so they'll stare at you intensely to try and prove their honesty. It often feels unnatural and a bit intimidating, like they're trying to force you to believe them through sheer willpower. Let's move on to sign 6, vague or general statements. When you ask for specifics, they give you fuzzy answers. For example, if you ask what they did last night, they might just say, "Oh, I was out." If you press for details like "out where," with who, they might get evasive or say, "just around," with some people. Honest people usually have no problem providing specific details because they're recalling a real memory. Sign number 7 is a change in their vocal tone or speed. Their voice might go up in pitch, a sign of nervousness, or they might start talking much faster than usual, trying to get the story out quickly. Conversely, they might slow down, carefully choosing their words as they construct the lie. Again, it's the change from their normal speaking pattern that's key. Number 8, they repeat the question. You ask, "Where were you at 3 p.m.?" And they respond, "Where was I at 3 p.m.? Well?" This isn't just for clarification. It's a stalling tactic. It gives their brain a few extra seconds to come up with a plausible answer. It's a subtle buffer between your question and their fabricated response. Sign number 9, body language that contradicts their words. This is a big one. They might be saying "yes" while subtly shaking their head "no." Or they might be telling you they are relaxed and comfortable while their arms are crossed tightly and their body is angled away from you. The body often tells the truth even when the mouth doesn't. Watch for this mismatch. Coming in at number 10, fidgeting and self-soothing gestures. When people are stressed, which they often are when lying, they might start fidgeting. This could be tapping their fingers, playing with their hair, or touching their face, nose, or mouth. Covering the mouth, in particular, can be an unconscious gesture of blocking the deceitful words from coming out. Sign number 11, they provide way too much detail. This is the opposite of being vague. To make their story seem more believable, a liar might load it with an excessive amount of unnecessary information. They think the more details they give, the more real it will sound. But often, it just comes across as rehearsed and unnatural. A real memory is usually more straightforward. Number 12, Using distancing language. Liars often try to subconsciously distance themselves from the lie. They might avoid using I and instead use more general terms. They might also refer to things in a more formal or detached way. For instance, instead of saying, "I didn't crash my car," they might say, "The car wasn't crashed." It's a subtle way of removing themselves from the action. Sign number 13 is a little-known one. The duping delight. This is a term for the small, almost imperceptible smirk or flash of satisfaction that crosses a person's face when they feel they've successfully gotten away with a lie. It's a flicker of triumph that can be very revealing if you're paying close attention. Our 14th sign is changes in blinking. When someone is under the stress of lying, their blink rate can change dramatically. They might start blinking very rapidly, or, alternatively, they might stare without blinking for an unusually long time as they concentrate hard on their story, followed by a flurry of blinks once the lie is told. And finally, sign number 15. They don't get the relief effect. When you accuse an honest person of something they didn't do, they'll be indignant and work hard to clear their name. Once you finally believe them, they'll show immense relief. A guilty person, on the other hand, might continue to act defensive or angry even after you've dropped the subject, because the underlying issue, the lie, is still unresolved in their mind. So there you have it, 15 expert-backed signs to help you spot a potential lie. Remember, no single sign is definitive proof. Context is everything. Look for clusters of these signs, and most importantly, trust your gut. Your intuition is a powerful tool. Use this knowledge not to accuse, but to ask better questions and navigate your relationships with more awareness. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Stay safe and stay sharp.